Hello and welcome back to FNM at the Game Shop Aldershot. Today's video isn't actually from FNM. My friend Jude is visiting me from Swansea, and while he was down I wanted to play test some games and also try out using a different camera. So this is a little bonus game for you guys. So Jude, you're here with Glarb today. Tell us about your opening hand.
Yeah, it's a pretty good opener. I've got a Gitaxian Probe, which means I'm kind of looking to play on turn one, look at what you've got, create a plan around that really.
Yeah, so you mulligan to 6, I also mulligan to 6.
Yeah. I'm
not super happy with my hand. I've got Misrose Village and Delighted Halfling, so hopefully that can give me some kind of permission to get through your counter spells, but I'm a bit tense about that matchup, so let's see how it goes. You're on the play, and as you said, I think you're going to kick off with the Gitaxian Probe.
Yeah, Gitaxian Probe. It's really nice here. Just being able to see what your plan is.
It's not nice for me, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Just having to show you all my secrets straight off the bat. Especially with the Nardu, seeing the Nardu means I don't have a Nardu combo piece. This hand isn't great, to be honest with you. I didn't want to mulligan to 5, and it was mainly the two the two permission pieces. Maybe
yeah, you just pointed at them there. I remember looking at this hand and thinking to myself, this is a not particularly scary opener from you, but no. I don't like seeing Nardu because it's very scary.
Yes, this opener isn't explosive, but there are cards I could draw into that could make it work really well.
Yeah, so I just play Felmire tapped here.
Yep.
Preserve some life total. I don't really have any spells I can cast, but I want the black source for my next turn, so I have my Long Goodbye active.
How's that card been working out for you?
Really well. I like the card a lot. It feels like a second Abrupt Decay, which is a really OP card.
But it's 4 mana, isn't it?
Yeah, I draw it's 2 mana.
Oh, sorry, I was talking about the land.
Oh, the land.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
You can cast it off the top with Glarb. You can play as a land off the top with Glarb.
Yeah.
Glarb's a good card.
Yeah.
Delighted Halfling comes out here. I've got that counter spell that I drew last turn. Feeling a bit annoyed that I don't have a second blue source, but we'll work towards it. We've got enough interaction such that I'm not super stressed, but even so, you've got 2 ways to protect through counter magic, so I'm not. It's not too stressful.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I play Flubs here, and I basically was trying to get you to use your removal on him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think it was a great time to play Flubs. My hand is full of cards. Normally you play Flubs when you're empty-handed, but I was probably optimistically thinking playing Flubs early, Jude will try and kill it, but...
Yeah, I kind of saw through that one really quickly because I saw your full hand and I thought, let's just wait until he discards a few cards.
Yeah.
This is exactly what you do. You discard a few cards and I feel pretty good about myself.
Yeah, I think playing the Flubs there wasn't great, but I don't think running the Nolly out would have been a good idea either.
Yeah, I considered Long Goodbying the Flubs here, but I thought, let's get rid of the
protection.
Let's get rid of the protection.
Yeah.
Then it costs 5 effectively to cast your Nardu.
With protection because of the Village, yes, exactly.
So this is where that demonic shooter for the Verdant comes down.
Oh, you are shooting for the land.
I just went and shooted for the land. I didn't draw it, and I looked at my hand and I thought, you know what I really like? A land.
Rampant growth to hand.
I just put Verdant into my hand.
Why did you shoot for the Verdant as opposed to the land you would fetch for?
Because I have a Spell Pierce in my hand.
Sure.
And if you go and play something that I want to Spell Pierce, I can crack the fetch. I shuffle my hand there, so you don't know I just went and got the thing. But I just hold open the Spell Pierce.
Yes,
and then I can get a Surveil land if I don't want to cast it.
Fantastic. That's brilliant.
Otherwise, I would have just got Command Tower and had all 3 colours.
No, this way you're open to either getting a shock to Spell Pierce or Surveilling if you don't need to. Masterful craft of the game, Jude.
I don't know about that one.
So what am I playing here?
Oh, and also filling in my graveyard is somewhat relevant.
Yes.
Attack me for 1, don't care.
I mean, this is an aggro deck. Flubs
is
team mid range.
Yeah, sure. So I think.
I mean, it's really awkward here. I've got an even number of cards in hand. So I run out of Nardu, I discard a card.
You're at 0.
I'm shields down. Nothing I can do. I can't really afford to do that right now. So all I can really do is swing for 1.
I was a bit nervous that you were going to cast a Nardu that turn because then my counter spell would have felt really awkward, but you didn't. So I felt really good.
I feel like I'm assuming you have a removal spell. And if I do that, I've basically got nothing left.
And I very much do have a removal spell. Oh, yeah, because I untap my land, I forget that I surveilled, so I just tap them back, surveil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've put myself in a bit of a foolish position here.
Yeah, maybe. So I Glarb here, looking for a land, missed the land, but I'm pretty sure the spell on top was nice. It might have been like an Assassin's Trophy or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was an Assassin's Trophy because I was like, oh, well, this isn't a land, but I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
But being stuck on 3 feels pretty bad.
Yeah, so I'm obviously my lines are pretty clear here. I'm hoping to draw Shuka or Lightning Grooves.
Yeah.
Preferably.
Obviously.
Or just go through Flubs lines, but I don't really have much mana. I've not really drawn into any of my mana acceleration pieces. I mill the Seal of Removal because I don't think it's really helping me here.
Oh, you make your next spell uncounterable this turn. I'm like, what?
Yeah, in your end step I make my next spell uncounterable just because I have the ability to do so, and then I don't cast a spell. And then I've got, I believe I have 4 mana at the moment, so I can't cast an uncounterable Nadu. So instead, I'm going to set up for next turn. I'm just deciding which lands I want to tap. Really, I don't think it really matters here. I'm spending too long thinking about an unimportant decision. I spend 2 mana, I cast Pentad Prism.
Yeah.
This has Sunburst, so it now has 2 counters on it, which I can remove. It's basically you save 2 mana for later.
Yeah.
Which means that next turn I'll be able to cast an uncounterable Nadu through the Mistrise Village.
Yeah.
But uncounterable isn't unkillable.
It is not unkillable, as we're about to see, I think. Yeah.
You're still in 3 lands.
Still in 3 lands, just a bit awkward. I'm a control deck. I really want to be hitting land drops.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
So
Activate Glarb. I just want to see some lands, and I think I mill these 2 right over. Yeah, you make a joke about me having an unearth here, but I don't. I'm just looking for a land.
So what made you build Glarb in the first place?
Tasiga isn't legal, and I wanted to play Sultai.
Fair enough.
And Glarb was the most popular option at the time.
Yeah.
And because I built it just after Bloomburrow came out.
In the artwork, he's very reminiscent of Tasiga.
Yeah, he's very reminiscent of Tasiga. Same kind of seating, and I really like him.
So here I cast an uncountable Nadu, and you say Subtlety, which doesn't counter. It just puts the spell on top of the library.
Yeah.
So
buys me a turn here, which I feel really good about.
Yeah.
I feel really good setting you back so far in tempo.
Yeah. I mean, I'm empty-handed. You know what my next turn is going to be. You've got all the abilities to prepare for it. You're surveilling, so I mean,
just surveil all those cards away in my upkeep.
I really don't feel good about this game at this position. I'm just
Yeah, this is where I'm starting to think to myself, I'm doing okay because I've got this interaction. You can counter this Nadu. Sorry, you can make this Nadu uncounterable, but I've got this kill spell. You have no combo piece. I know you're drawing Nadu next turn.
Yeah.
And then I think I just pass.
Yeah, you pass, I untap. We both know what's happening. I cast Nadu, making it uncounterable. You say that's okay. I draw a card off the Flubs trigger. It's a Party Thrasher, 2 mana. I have no mana. I'm hoping to just draw a land, draw some 0 mana stuff. Get a couple free value pieces out of it. But no, this was a game where Flubs didn't want to give it to me, but that's okay.
Yeah.
The really annoying thing about this, of course, being that with Flubs is when you end your turn with 1 card in hand. Next turn you're going to draw up to 2,
and then you've got
play 1,
card.
Discard, and it's a horrible feeling. We run a lot of pieces to kind of get around that. So we run the Horizon lands for that, which you can sacrifice to draw a card, and the Pyrite and the Aether Spellbomb achieve a similar effect. So there are ways to get through that, but there aren't any of them on board at the moment. So next turn's not looking good.
Yeah, so this Rakshasa's Bargain I just cast.
Yes.
I think it got me Snapcaster Mage Brainstorm.
Ooh.
Really, really powerful.
Beautiful.
Rakshasa's Bargain, very, very powerful card in this deck.
Yeah.
Being able to cast it off the top feels insane.
So Assassin's Trophy on the Nadu.
Yeah.
Now, funny enough here, I hit a land. I was really hoping to not hit a land, because if I hit a non-land, it would go to my hand, meaning I would have had an even number of cards in hand.
Yeah, I felt very lucky here,
Yeah.
putting you to even cards, but just ramping off Nadu always feels bad for me.
Well, that's fair, but it would have been better for me if I had a card in hand. So that I would draw, go to 3, play, discard, play in, and kind of combo off. So not the ideal setup. I drew a defense grid, I believe, so I have to decide.
Oh yeah, I make a decision. You're upkeep now.
Yes, you do.
So just as you're about to draw your card,
yes,
I
put the card back on top.
Yeah, you put the card back on top. Yeah, there we go. I make the decision that it's probably best to cast this Orcish Bowmasters now.
Oh mate, that's
and take you off the Stride Arbor, which in my head I was thinking you probably don't have anything, but taking you off mana always feels really good.
I also just think Bowmasters in general, my deck wins by draw card, play card, draw card.
It really struggles against the card. Yeah,
Bowmasters is brutal for me. I have outs to it, but I can't really reliably get them. So it's very luck dependent. Do I draw them in time? But no, but Bowmasters is backbreaking.
Yeah, and this is when I started being really happy with the game.
Yeah,
I basically interacted with you at every key point.
Yeah,
and set you back so far.
Yeah. So I ran out the defense grid, discard the Party Thrasher. Maybe it might have been better to play Party Thrasher. I'm not sure, but
yeah, I don't know. Party Thrasher just doesn't do anything on this board. It's a blocker, but you're already losing.
It's a blocker, but more so that next time I'll draw a card, and if I don't like it, I can discard it and look at two more cards. Yeah. That's my only thought.
Okay, yeah, maybe it was the line then.
Digging further, I was just thinking like the protection from defense grid is useful. But to be honest with you, I think it's one of those situations where you're in that you sat there and you're like, I've not lost the game, but I feel like I've lost the game. And even though these decisions are meaningful, they kind of feel meaningless.
Yeah, defense grid's pretty stinky here. I don't like it, but I think I just decide. Because I've got the Snapcaster in my hand, so I can interact with your.
So I think, like, to put it this way, defense grid I played to kind of stop me from losing to your counter spells, but it doesn't help me to win.
Yeah.
I think Party Thrasher would have been a more vulnerable line, but helped me to get to a winning line faster.
Yeah. So this is the decision I make. I just decide defense grid's useless if you can't win.
Yeah.
It just does nothing.
That's true.
So I just attack. I put some bodies on the board, and I just decide this is when I'm going to start turning the game around and killing you.
Yes, be aggressive. So I play Flubs, he resolves.
Activate Glarb.
Well, maybe Flubs doesn't resolve, but he resolves.
Yeah. I think I remember at this point I was like, I don't care.
And again, I'm passing the turn with a card in hand. This is brutal. Like, if that was a land, like Flubs actually played two extra lands, so
yeah,
I could have gone off there, but I'm assuming I can't remember what it is exactly. But the card in my hand has a mana cost, unfortunately, so I can't do anything.
Yeah, this is where that Oko comes down, and so I think here, do I activate it now? And then I realise I can get a free attack. Yeah. Activate it in second main phase. Feel really good about my life.
So I decided to block the Bowmasters basically because I just really quickly do terrible maths, and I just think, if I block the Snapcaster Mage, he's going to do 2 damage. Then Oko can make Flubs into a 3/3, and Flubs will die. He wouldn't die. He'd be a 3/3 with 2 damage marked on him. So I could have prevented the point of damage by blocking better.
But I don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter. You're gonna untap after the combat. You're gonna Oko my Flubs. Yeah. And to be honest with you, elking my Flubs is worse than killing my Flubs. Yeah. Because now I have to kill my own commander. Before I can get my ability again.
Yeah, and I think at this point I put you in such a losing position, and I'm feeling really good about my life. This next fetch land can now become a.
Mystic Sanctuary?
It can't because I've only got 2 islands.
But it can become a Mystic Sanctuary. But it shouldn't.
It shouldn't become a Mystic Sanctuary. But I got Deathrite Shaman there. Sure. So even if you can recur this Nadu, I can just exile it in response.
Yeah. And there we are. I drew one more card and concede the game.
Yeah, my hand was just filled with gas, really. No more comments about this game.
Well, congratulations on the first win. Better luck next game, Flubs. Here we go. Welcome back to game 2 now. Flubs finally on the play. Unfortunately, we misplayed a little bit and we didn't show our hands to the camera.
Yeah, that was a bit of a misplay by us.
Your hand, you said, was for the removal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had some removal. I did take a mulligan here.
Yep. So I kept my 7.
You can see that snuff out in my hand. Which I do mulligan 2 cards away.
Sure. Yeah, there we go. You mulligan to 5. So I go turn 1 forest exploration, Grove of the Burn Willows. And then I ran out a Xantid Swarm, which is a card I'm excited to have against you. Again,
Yeah,
both Game 1 and Game 2, I've seen hands with permission. And when I say permission, I mean stuff that lets me get around counter spells.
I'm seeing this now, so for my first turn draw, I draw this Mental Misstep.
Yes.
Which I feel really bad about because the Xantid Swarm is so good against me.
If only you'd had the opening hand.
Yeah. I'm also a bit awkward here because, as I said, I got the Snuff out, but my lands, I think... Oh, yeah, so I had a Troll of Khazad-dûm.
Yeah.
My hand is my second land.
Sure.
And this was a bit awkward because I really wanted to get rid of this Xantid Swarm yesterday, really. I hate the card.
Yeah, that's
It's
fair.
very good against me.
So, I'm not in love with my position, but I've got a Xantid Swarm, which means in theory I can stop you from... I can at least eat a removal spell. I've got the Spell Sky, which can at least protect a removal spell. So, the cards in my hand aren't that exciting. I need a third land. I really need a third land to really get going. I've passed turn 2 here. I've got 2 lands in play. That's because I played 2 of them on turn 1 because of Exploration. So really what I need is land here. It's funny, I'm playing Exploration, but I am a 34 land deck.
Yeah.
And the reason I do that is because when I'm comboing off with Flubs, the Exploration really does help. But it isn't like an explosive early game Exploration deck.
So you're going to see me aggressively get the Surveil lands in this matchup.
Yes.
Because information is my friend.
Yeah.
And I'm really just looking for like a removal spell, or I think because I drew the Swamp.
Sure.
I am really looking for a way to interact through all of this protection you've got.
I mean, yeah, you don't really need to worry about your life total in this matchup.
No.
The turns when I kill you, I'm just going to be able to do infinite damage probably. I do arbitrarily large numbers of damage, so whether you're at 20 or whether you're at 5, it's hard. Yeah, maybe 5's a bit like, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So the Snuff out here before I move to combat on the Xantid Swarm, or
it was before you go to combat because I wanted to get rid of the Xantid Swarm. You just let it die, which I thought was a bit odd.
I was considering moving into the Spell Sky, but I was thinking Spell Sky can protect other things. That was my logic there. So
I mean, it's solid logic.
The Lotus Cobra is exciting here. If I get a fetch land, that's 2 mana. I play 9 fetch lands in my deck, so this could hopefully help me propel me forwards a little bit.
Yes.
Classic legacy move.
Classic legacy move. Well, not anymore. It's banned. Just reanimate this, and I think to myself, that's a 4-turn clock that he cannot deal with.
Not easily.
Not easily, anyway. You can't block it.
No.
So I was feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, so a 5/5 troll that you have to block with 3 creatures. Is that correct?
Yeah, super menace.
Super menace. They should keyword that.
Yeah, he's really, really menacing.
So I mean, I'm considering here is I need a land. Do I Sylvan Tutor for a Dryad Arbor?
Yeah, this is what we discussed, right?
And I really don't want to because that just feels so bad.
Oh, it sucks.
But I decide. So I play the Pyrite Spellbomb first. And then I decide to Sylvan Tutor for it. And the reason I'm doing so is because the card in my hand is an Oko.
Yes.
So tutoring for a Dryad Arbor, even though, which goes on top of my library, even though I play that Dryad Arbor, I can't tap for mana, the Lotus Cobra will give me a blue, which will allow me to then cast the Oko. Obviously, I'm hesitating about doing this line because I'm just thinking, if I do this and Jude kills Lotus Cobra next turn, I'm going to draw a Dryad Arbor and do nothing next turn. So I feel very behind already in this game.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this game.
You got this really early aggression.
I've got this really early pressure, which I really like in this matchup. You've got 4 turns after this to deal with to stop me winning.
Yeah.
I cast Glarb here. See if I can hit a land off the top. I don't think I do. I think I just play the Swamp. E5.
Yeah. Quarter of my life total.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I have a fetch here.
Yeah. So you pass back to me.
Yeah.
I drop the Dryad Arbor, which gives me a blue mana, which I can use to deploy an Oko. I think I was considering trying to play a Burgie so that I could triple block the Troll. But it just feels like so bad. I feel like trying to get Oko is a more winning line.
Yeah, and this is a decision I had to make where I looked at this Oko and I thought I don't really want to use this Force of Will on an Oko.
It's a nice Force of Will. Who signed it?
You did actually.
Nice. What a way to ruin an expensive card.
Damn right.
But no, yeah, you Oko'd the Force of Will. You Force of Will the Oko, which makes sense.
Yeah, Oko just ruins my game plan here of killing you really quickly.
Yeah. Counting the Oko it seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And now I'm just you know my hand because of the Git probe. I've got a Bergie. You don't really feel. I don't think there's any real threat.
No, there's a real threat here. I'm not stressed about. I mean, my only real stress is if you draw a land, you're able to cast Flubs.
Yeah.
And you start going off.
Except if I draw a land, what would I have? I've got 1, 2, 3. If I get a fetch land, that's 4, 5 mana, so I can play Flubs or Bergie. I can't play both.
Yeah.
And that's awkward because playing Flubs I can't go off. So yeah, it's not.
Yeah, I think we're about to see the second Surveil land.
Sure.
Because I want information.
Very powerful in addition to Magic.
Very, very powerful in addition to Magic. In fact, I like Surveil lands so much in this deck that I've run all 3.
Yeah, nice, as you should.
Which I think is just correct.
Especially when you've got like a reanimation package that you do.
Yeah, the reanimation package is really powerful. I dropped the Spell Piercer.
Yeah. Because I think me and Adam spoke about this on camera before, but you were talking about like the ability to tutor something top of library and then play a Surveil land, and that's basically you just made your own into.
Yeah.
And you can do the same effect with Glarb as well.
Yeah, of course.
So the camera kind of cut out here, so we've jumped forwards, but basically Jude surveilled with Glarb is I think the only thing that's happened.
I think I put this. Oh, I just play a 6
and plays a 6.
Play a land, play a 6, say go.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm playing it out because you've got to.
Yeah, for the video mostly.
For the video, but I'm very much aware that I don't really think I've got a chance here. I dropped the Bergie.
This is where
all I'm thinking here is I've got 3 blockers, so I can trade with the troll, and then go to 6 when you attack with your other 2 creatures. I mean, it's not a winning line, but it's how I survive the next turn. I'm not thinking how do I win the game. I'm thinking how do I survive another turn at the moment.
Yeah, I think we have a rule discussion here about multiple targets and spell sky.
Yes. So you asked. So basically, the way it works is if a card targets something multiple times, then each spell site can be activated multiple times to change each of the targets.
Yeah.
If a card like Electrolyze says deals damage divided on 1 or more target, if the word target is only used once, you can only change it once.
Yeah.
So you can't change both of them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but the spell I'm about to cast
Mystic Confluence is
targets 3 times.
instances of target. So I could pay 6 life to
and
change
kill
all 3
yourself,
of them.
yeah.
But that doesn't feel very good either, so
I think I look at my board state here. I think for a moment, what happens if you pay 6 life? I realise you die.
Yep.
And I think this is where I decide that I've won the game.
Yep. So yeah, my phone is out at the moment. Just quickly clarifying the ruling for Spellsky, but I don't really think it matters. Like you've won anyway. So yeah. So
I just wanted to make sure because if I scuff it, then
100%.
It's an embarrassing misplay.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, I'm just looking at the Gatherer ruling to clarify how Spellsky works. But no, you're going to play the Man of Confidence. Bounce all my creatures and then kill me. So
yeah,
thank you very much. That was a good game, Jude.
That was a fun game.
Good performance from Glarb. How are you finding the deck?
Awesome. So what we played in F&M last night.
Yep.
I went 1-3.
Fantastic.
Pretty embarrassing.
And Flubs also went 1-3. So go Frogs.
Go Frogs.